A very good morning. It's Mark here. It is 8:20 Eastern Time, 1:20 GMT. Let's have a look how the dollar index is shaping up this morning as the US session gets underway. There is today's candle, red candle, testing that all-important 106 level. It's managed and maintained above that 106 level for the past few days, pretty much from the end of last week, but neither buyers nor sellers really able to make headway or break out of this very tight range between 106.70 on the upside and 106 on the downside, the resistance and support level. To start off today, we're seeing weak US dollar, but bear in mind we've seen that over the past few days and into last week as well, where we started off the day with weak US dollar when the US session got going, which is now the third of the three sessions. The Asian session is done. European session has 2.5 hours to go. We're into the US session, and we see the US dollar make a comeback. So that could well happen today. At the moment, sellers testing the 106 level. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you can see the tight range. You can see that sellers looking to test the support now at 106, 106.03. Buyers will look for a bounce up off this level if the US dollar is to come back during the US session. Alternatively, sellers will look for a break below this 106 level. That's where we're sitting right now at this 106 support going into the US session. Let's have a look at the S&P. That opens in about an hour. We're going to see the US equity markets underway. Look how very flat on the hourly, and I do believe we're going to see the same thing on the daily. We've had a slow but very, very steady uptrend on the S&P 500. Nice day yesterday. New resistance. Took out the 6070 yesterday, a high of 6090. And I do believe we even got a resistance at 6,100. So higher highs and higher lows the whole way. When the market opens today, let's see if buyers can keep up that pressure, break above the 6,100, perhaps a new daily high, and at this point, certainly a higher low for the day. If I zoom in on the hourly, you can see just how flat it is right now. We're going to see when the market opens, that will be the level or the target for the buyers, 6,100. Let's have a look at commodities. Let's have a look at gold particularly. Coming down right now, 2,647. I've got lots going on here, I know, with my lines. What I had in here on the shorter term, the hourly, a very loosely drawn in ascending trend line, seeing that looking for prices to remain above here, which it's done for now. Let's see if this little sell we're seeing at the start of the US session gets down to this ascending trend line, which will be around the 2,640 level. Maybe doesn't even get there. And the next challenge we'll see is 2,666. So that's on the hourly. Very tight range, you can see that. I'm going to just zoom out onto the daily. There you can see that ascending triangle that I had in, coming all the way down here from support at 2,535. Made its way up, looking to test resistance, that's the buyers at 2,665. You can break out of this narrow range. Alternatively, sellers will look to come below this ascending trend line to come back and revisit the 2,600 level. Oil, which has been strong the last couple of days. Let's see if there was a big... Yesterday strong, sold off towards the end of the day. There it is. Yesterday, there's that wick, went all the way up to testing $74, came back yesterday, sellers took over to come and close around the 72.5, 72.50 level. So far today, continuing that same late trend from yesterday, a sell-off downtrend. There on the daily is my descending trend line, my descending triangle. Sellers will look to break below this 71.70 level. Buyers will look to come and test this descending trend line and get back to the $73 mark. Let's have a look at the hourly. There you can see the range. Sellers looking for the 71.70 to come down here. It's held up. You can see that from 26th of November, buyers have stepped in every time it gets to the 71.70 level. As we saw today as well, will come up and test this descending trend line. So sellers looking to break below 71.70 to get down to those levels. Buyers looking to test above, we're sitting now 72.20, just above the $72 mark. Buyers want to remain above 72, come up and test the high 72s, maybe even get back to $73. Bitcoin. Yesterday we saw over $100,000, $103,000. Gave up. I'm on the hourly, came down to 101. Wow, that's our support. 101,000 and a half, 101,549. Buyers stepped right back in, sitting, maintaining above 100,000. That's where we're looking right now. Buyers are going to go up and look to test this 104 and maintain above 100,000. Sellers, that'll be the level they want to break. This first support level at 101,000 on the way down to coming below $100,000. Good trading, guys. Keep that discipline. See you at the end of the day.